touch this. We're very.
Should I say hello? Hello. Welcome to VJ Spoon Gallery. Poets Aloud. This side is page. This side is stage.
Can we sit in the middle?
There's no seat there, Bo. We need an aisle for fire safety. Your stage, Paige. I stuck you in Page.
Page is stuck me in page.
You guys want seats together?
Yeah.
You're Page too, I'm sorry.
Kelly, okay, somebody goes here.
I made copies of 3.
Are these folks?
I don't know.
Oh, that's, is that her?
It's,
Trying to figure out.
She's got some of that.
Right there. Bikini's, right?
That's,
That's fluffiest of all the colors.
she went to get Starbucks.
Very fluffy.
We're going out for coffee.
I mean, you're very chill. Just wants to hang out and cuddle.
Get started, so
My type of dog.
I gotta go over there.
Welcome again. Are you Paige now? Your stage. He's actually Paige, because I have 3 people's poems, so it was very not formal. Melissa won the prize. I was going to give a prize to the features we're competing. But I don't like to say anything bad about anything, so it's all good. We're just here. It's fine. We're in the CDC guidelines under 20. We're lying. We have 50 people here. We're going microphone-less. I didn't know who'd be weird about that. Yeah, I think. And so this is Poets Aloud. We've been here 10 years. It's Kevin's group. Started many years before that with Peter Joseph, and Charles and I are continuing and passing on the torch. So I'm not going to give too much introduction, but I'm going to pass out some poems. I only have 5. If you could read it and pass it to the next person. I'm going to pass out 5. You can collate as it goes around. And if you don't want to touch it, just say no thanks or something. We've been through things like this before, and people come out of it. There's some unfortunate things no one would cheer for. So I'm just glad you're all here. And we are waiting for Russ, who's ever on the other end of this.
What?
Take one each.
Yeah.
I never put out an open mic.
Oh, you didn't?
Just raise our hands.
You could do without it.
I'll just call them out. So this side is Page, and this side is Stage. At the end, we're going to vote, and James donated an anthology as the prize. Melissa got the good prize. It was a Kilwin gift certificate. So after her signature, we'll take a break so she can run and get chocolate. And it's open till 10:30 if anyone wants to go with her. We promote Kilwins here as much as the gallery because chocolate is life.
Yes, I do.
I'm going to tell you about Melissa. I'm not real great with telling you about me, so
That's fine.
it's very beautiful.
Oh, thanks.
Melissa Scambati is a graduate of the Fashion Institute of Technology, graphic designer, photographer, crafter of handmade goods, crazy cat lady, and poetess. Documents life as a female in a plus-size body, usually barefoot, and always while striving to promote positivity, self-reflection, and growth, while reinforcing the importance of remaining both vulnerable and authentic in a veiled world. You can see more of her offerings from poetry to pinback buttons at melissamarieimagery.com. melissamarieimagery.com. For dyslexics, it's Imagery Marie Melissa. We're equal. Thank you very much. So without further ado, I will welcome Melissa to the stage. Since she falls under Page and Stage,
I know.
we have Melissa.
I want to knock things over. Usually I have my stuff printed out, but when the format changed and I was no longer paid versus stage and it was just me, so just bear with me. Thank you, Kelly, for having me. I'm really excited to be here, and I'm
Thanks for
sorry
coming.
that not everyone was able to make it out tonight.
Thanks for giving contact.
After tonight, I'm probably going to stay home for the next eternity. But, and thanks to everyone tuning in on Facebook Live who stayed home and is safe, and we're all very spread out, and no one is too close to each other. So.
And on VR.
Oh yeah, hi. What is this? I don't. What are we doing here?
That's a virtual reality video.
Oh, okay. Cool. So I'm gonna get started. Just bear with me. I got some old stuff and some new stuff. For most of the people in this room, it's all gonna be new, but this one is called "How to Be a Fat Girl." Is that a candy bar? You don't deserve indulgence. Try a carrot. No popcorn at the movies, no cake on your birthday, water, never soda, salad, never French fries. Hide behind books. Since you aren't attractive, you may as well be smart. Live at the gym. Mash your sneakers against that treadmill till you are easier on the eyes. Take photographs at downward angles, strictly from the chest up. Unless you have small breasts, then keep it above the neck. Wear baggy jeans and sweaters, no bathing suit, no matter how hot. No cooling breeze of salty shores, nobody wants to see your fat girl skin. Speaking of which, definitely no sex. Not that you need to worry, nobody would ever fuck you, nobody could even love you. Educated, empathetic, steadfast, sincere, you are nothing without midriff and bodycon dresses. Who are you kidding with that celery stick? Just keep doing what you do best. Allow the crease in your couch to keep growing with your waistline. Spare the world their eyes and stay inside. Watch your soap operas, binge your bag of potato chips, wash them down with a milkshake, and while you're at it, go into your closet and throw away all the prints and stripes, spaghetti straps, and racer backs. What are you doing with leggings? Why do you even bother wearing anything other than a sack made of black? Thank you. Kind of in that same vein and not. Do we have any Breakfast Club fans in the house? Cool. There's a good quote in here from the Breakfast Club. So, I am everywhere. Bull in China's shop. I am a mess scattered. I joke it makes up for all the years women were not allowed to take up space. I spent 25 trying to make myself smaller and quieter before I got fatter and somebody thought it was a good idea to hand me a microphone. Back when my wardrobe was black and my handbag was small, now I am tie-dye. My backpack rivals the Breakfast Club. Yes, I always have that much shit in my bag, man. You never know when you might have to jam. Sometimes I think about running away, that I'm told that my mess and my honesty are sunshine, that I have gotten people out of bed. And most people would see that as a challenge, as pressure to be. But I just wake up, and I am. Chances are you will find my shoes long before you'll find me in a room. Or my voice may beat me through a threshold if I am not busy being a shoulder. In a crowd of denim and black, I am pink, paisley, and pastels, barefoot on the floor. I am ubiquitous, and I was once full of apology until I realized that the ocean has never once said it was sorry for roaring or making waves. mapped out and it's nice and organized, so just bear with me. I don't like reading on my phone at all.
Cool visual.
This one's excuses. I am the friend, the almost, the pretty but, the for a fat girl, the respect you too much to fuck, the drunk text morning ghost, the you deserve better, the sympathy, the it's not you, it's me. Somebody will come up after I finish reading this and they will hit on me with flattery, with their ears stuffed with cotton. That's not true. The you are beautiful. The you aren't fat. The you are classy. The you shouldn't talk about yourself like that. I am a list of things that they would do to me behind closed doors until it is time to do them. Then I am too much, too fast, too loud, too open, too holding space. The practically impractical, the perception, the insecurity, the fear of commitment, the hurt, the beer to cry into, the hand to hold, the shoulder to sob on. So I transform into the left on read, the 3 days later, the 2 a.m., the idea, the notion, the daydream, the one you can walk away from but won't stop thinking about. This one's called Mobius Moonlight. My bare, doughy body draped like a throw blanket over chaise lounge, legs stretching across moonbeams diffused by fogging windows. My dimpled paleness glows shyly, calves shift, resting across lap, against stomach, over shoulders. Our intertwined skin on skin on skin on skin on skin, wrapped in light as thin as Christmas paper. Only hair, piercings, tattoos can mark where one of us ends and the other begins. Patter of droplets fill the downbeat between epidermis and epiphany, fingers tracing backbones, teeth grazing shoulders. The moon pushes hard to burst through the thickening gray of condensation, forming clandestine cover. Ambiguity is ambiguous until it isn't. And confirmation lay panting in the back seat under tangles of tongues, gentle folds of skin, fingers caressing wild manes gliding through every space. Deep words drip down lips into hippocampus, finding comfort in silent decibels slipped between laughter, philosophy, desire, and soft moans. There are so many ways to start a fire. Thanks everyone for coming out tonight. I appreciate that. Everyone wash your hands and go right home after this.
Well, after killing.
Well, after killing. Where am I? Let's see if I can get through this one without choking up. Actually, no, I'm going to save that one. Sorry. That's what happens when you're putting your set together in the car, which is also not something I like to do. But desperate times. Where are we? Sorry, y'all. Okay, here's another old one. Thankfully, this is not a piece that is currently applying to me. It's been a long time since it's applied to me, but it's definitely a really big part of my life that I struggle with. This is called Volcano. I am hungry or I am full. There seems to be no in-between. Nobody is ever opposite me on the seesaw. I am either ass in the sand, or for a quick moment I am up in the sky waiting for gravity to pull me back down. I am hungry, or I am full. Yellow dal and curry, I am hungry. Second and third helpings of dinner, I am hungry. Dessert, a bottle of wine, a pitcher of beer, hungry. Each night I am sacrificed to the scale. It is hungry too, it consumes me toe by toe, ascending past my feet, engulfing my calves, devouring my offering ounce by ounce, part by part. It must finish me to be satiated, hungry. Climbing to my belly, reaching Vishuddha chakra, I want to call out, but I am nearly choking. The scale is so close to full, but somehow I escape. And come morning, we are both hungry. I gaze into the mirror. I see a face full and hungry for tacos and soda pop, deadlifts, clean and jerk, just one chin, cupcakes, chocolate, collarbones. At noon, I am hungry for miniskirts and candy bars, pizza, pad thai, swimsuits. By 4, my stomach rumbles with thanks for being hungry. I break fast at 6:30 with roasted greens, chickpeas, quinoa, carrots. I nourish my cells after a long day of being hungry. And at 8, I settle into rice cakes with almond butter, multigrain chips, raspberry jam, Italian bread. By 10, it is Oreos, and before bed, chocolate chips from the back of the pantry. I am full to sickness. I am hungry with darkness. I try to level that seesaw with new clothes, good sex, too much makeup, push presses, pull-ups, lingerie, and it never balances, and I can't hear my body asking why, because I am listening for the numbers at my feet to tell me that they are full, but they are always hungry. All right, I got 2 more for you. This is called Drinking Grief. It is 10 a.m. and he is drunk with the grief of my grandfather and vodka. This is new, even for him. First crack of the bottle at 9 a.m. and while there have been days that we have started this early, this one felt different. I knew as I swirled the ice in my whiskey, gaze averted, my hands clammy. His slurred words cut a cigar, drunk tongue empty and hollow. My breath held. We talked about work, the snow, music, no mention of loss. How is Grandma? It had been 64 years. She wanders the house, unsure what to do with her hands. Once strictly bound to scratch backs and prepare meals and hold her husband's hand as he sat in a dialysis chair, a wheelchair, a hospital bed, a hospice bed. My father's glass holds a martini. A bagel, the only defense against saturation of fermented potato. At least he'd had breakfast today. His body withering away these last few months, too numb to eat and digging his own grave. The casket was a closed one, but I imagine my grandfather to have looked better than the upright breathing frame of his son. Once a mountain, now smoldering hill of ashes, tears will not extinguish. His father never cried either, and he will perpetually burn a cold seam hollowing in heat inside. And my mother is not a firefighter, doesn't hold hands or her tongue, has no idea the way in which to cradle someone wounded. Her own father never cradled her, so how could she? Yet somehow, I have mastered holding the world in my arms and heart to kiss the dirt and listen, study at the feet of absence and know my longings were lessons. And it is up to me to break the spine of books and tear down the family crest. What do we do with this last one? So like 2 years ago, in a couple of days, is the first time that I really performed poetry. I had been to a couple of open mics, and I had dared myself to submit to be a participant in the Muse Poetry Slam competition as just like a thing. It was my year of like, I'm gonna do all this stuff. So I submitted it, and they called me and were like, yeah, we want you to compete. And I was like, oh, I've done this like 3 times, and I don't know what I'm doing. And I used to like read at the microphone like this very timid person. I know that's like hard to believe. I was very quiet and very scared. And like, so my thought is that like that moment was like this huge thing that really put me in the path of people who put me in the path of other people who just, everything we do is a choice, and obviously every choice brings you down a road, and if you could pick one thing, where would you be? And this is about that. I don't usually like to long-wind prequel, but let's see if I can do this. There are moments I wonder if I held my breath, where would I go? There are moments I cannot hold my breath for more than a moment because my heart is begging my brain to let it speak. Moments. So many moments. Hiking trails to cave cover, side of building rendezvous and class cutting, red basement lights and blaring headphones. There are a million moments. And I will do my best to remember the way they tasted. Back seats clouded with smoke, back seats clouded with steam, behind camera lenses and in front of them, behind microphones and in front of those. My heart pounding out of my chest, it beats the same for skin on skin as it did for breakups, even though those are very different moments. My fingers hold space for someone else's to love or to cry. Those too are very different moments. There are silent moments full of comfort and silent moments full of pain. Moments alone and moments where I am lonely. Moments of fullness in rooms full of people where I am abundant. And moments in a room full of people where I am still lonely.